Hi Sam, welcome to my channel. So this is the section what I call as a checkmate. You can share your experiences and all the process that you have had to go through after coming to Czech Republic, so that people can understand from your experiences and they can get more insights out of it. Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah. So first of all, can you introduce yourself? So basically, where are you from, and what were you doing in your country when you came to Czech Republic, and all these things?
Yeah, my name is Sam. Actually, my name is Sam.
Mhm.
I'm from Jordan. I was still a student. I was like just graduating high school when I was in Jordan, and I decided to come here to study. And the initial plans were different than what they are now.
Mhm.
But yeah, the idea was go to Czech Republic, go somewhere in Europe, and learn
Okay,
higher
okay.
education. Yeah.
So were you planning some different country or something for that?
Yeah, I had actually Russia in my mind.
Okay.
Yeah, which was kind of a bad decision. Thank God I didn't go there.
Okay.
But yeah, I was thinking about Russia, Czech Republic, and also Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Russia ended up being like not the ideal place for me.
Mhm.
Germany is too expensive for my
Okay.
situation, so I decided Czech Republic is
Okay,
a
okay.
better idea.
And how was the visa process for you? Was it like too difficult? Do you remember some visa?
Yeah, well, when I wanted to apply, I looked through the universities initially. I had to make sure that they match the level that I wanted,
Mhm.
and then I found this agency that helped me through it. It wasn't very expensive. They took like 300 euros or something like that,
Okay.
and they helped me through the visa process. And the visa process wasn't that hard even. It was COVID times, but the embassy was very cooperative. They were very friendly. It was like actually quite easy to get the visa. Took me like less than 2 months, I would say.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good. Okay. And so, what are you currently studying here?
Well, initially I wanted to study pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
I did a semester in language because I wanted to study in Czech. Actually, I didn't want to study in English because
Okay.
if you study in Czech, it's free actually.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I did one semester of language learning,
Mhm.
and then I applied for pharmacy. I got in. I applied for multiple courses. I applied for like 6.
Mhm.
Between the ones that I passed was pharmacy, and I went there, spent there like 2 years
Okay.
doing pharmacy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you said that you were learning language beforehand. So, was it difficult for you, or miss maybe as per the miss, I'm not sure how similar this Czech language with respect to your country
It
language.
is not similar to anything you would know, man.
Okay.
It's very different than anything.
Mhm.
Czech language is really hard. I would say I wouldn't recommend someone to learn it. It's if you're not from Slavic countries, if you don't speak a Slavic language usually, learning Czech is gonna be really difficult.
Okay.
And it was for me, but I was really dedicated for it. I was spending like 8 hours a day,
Mhm.
and even when I actually like managed to pass and get a degree,
Mhm.
it wasn't like I wasn't fully competent in Czech. I wasn't
Okay.
even like comfortable speaking. I was just like I understand when I listen, I'll be fine in like a lecture or something. But if you ask my question,
Okay, okay. So basically, you studied for 1 year, right? The language.
I did one semester.
Oh, okay, one semester.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you said that you were in Radhe Karlove, right?
Hradec Králové.
Radhe Karlove, yeah. So do you think that was a good decision, or?
I think Hradec is a really nice city for students.
Mhm.
I do think so. It's a boring city if you're
Okay.
there as like a person who lives there.
Mhm.
But if you're a student, there's like such a amazing like student community.
Mhm.
People are always doing something. There's always parties. There's always like hikes. We're always like gathering around and going like biking or
Okay.
there's always like some activity to be done with other students, and everybody's so social. It was very nice.
Okay. And
So
what
as a
was-
student, it's not a bad idea. You know.
and what was the university's name?
University. I was in Charles and the pharmaceutical
okay.
faculty.
Okay, okay, fine. And so recently you moved to Prague, and you are studying something else, right?
Yes, I decided to change from pharmacy to like more of an IT field.
Mhm.
I applied for Czech Technical University
Mhm.
in a faculty that is considerably not as hard as like because Czech Technical University is known to be a very hard university.
Mhm.
But I applied for a more comfortable faculty. Yeah, and I do electronics and communication
Okay, electronics and
as
communication,
bachelor.
and there is a little bit touch of informatics as well in it, so
Yes,
IT
yes,
as
yes.
well.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. And so you are doing your bachelor's and you never had any background related to this. So was it like a problem for you while studying, or is
Not
it like
really, not
some from
really.
beginning only?
They're really nice and providing like courses for people who don't know, for example, something that's like very important. Like at the beginning of the course, you take a lot of math,
Mhm.
and they always are emailing you like, oh, there's are like basic math classes are happening right now if you want to register fully free. And there's like for programmers, for example, there's also classes if you want to learn complete beginning of like programming, which was very nice. You know, like the faculty is actually providing like education. It's really good.
Okay, okay, okay. And currently where are you living?
I moved out of the dorms. I live in an apartment.
Okay,
I'm sharing a room.
okay. And in which dorm you were before?
I used to be in a dorm in an area called Khodov.
Okay.
A dorm called Vltava. It's related to Charles University.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And usually, how much is the expense that they have in means for the single room or the sharing room? So do you
I
remember that?
think it's not really realistic to try to go for a single room. It's really difficult and it's mostly like reserved for specific people.
Okay.
So you will probably end up in either a double or a triple room.
Mm-hmm.
And the double room is about between like 5 to 7,000 crowns, I would say.
Okay. Now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it keeps increasing by the year, by the way. So.
Okay, okay, okay. And apart from this, are you doing some any part-time jobs or something like that? So how was your that experience?
Yeah, well, finding a part-time job is not that hard. I think there's a lot of like restaurants, a lot of stores. There's always like a place to work. It's not always good. It's not always like good for money wise.
Mhm.
But of course, there's always a job. And yeah, I'm a bartender right now,
Mhm.
or like waiter, bartender kind of thing.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm making like I think good money
Okay,
considerably.
okay. And so do you think you can handle the university and the part-time job at the same time? Is it difficult for you in Czech Technical University?
I think it is not
Mhm.
because there's a system in the Czech Republic. If you want to work, is you can either work as a full-time
Mhm.
worker, part-time, or something called brigadnik,
Mhm.
which is like a kind of like a freelancer.
Okay.
You ask for the shift that you want to take based on whenever you think you're free.
Mhm.
You can only work, for example, one day a week on like a weekend, and that's it.
Okay, okay, okay.
So you can basically choose.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
it's doable.
And how you end up you are getting your first job in Czech Republic? So did you apply it somewhere or did you just went to those places and ask for the means look for the requirement that they have available or something like that?
If you want to work in gastronomy, yes, it's just like that. You go to a restaurant, you say, "Hey, I wanna work here," or you go to like a cafe, and you just ask like, "What can I do to get a job here?" It's that
Okay.
simple.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. And did you knock multiple doors or was it like first door that you went and you just got the job?
First job I ever got was it was like the first door. I just entered and I said, "Yeah, I want to work here." Like I didn't say I want to work here actually. I just wanted to say I'm looking for work in a position of a waiter, and they were like, "Yeah, we're looking for people." So
Okay, and you had some previous experience for that or no?
Nothing.
Oh, so that's not a problem for the students.
It's
Okay.
very simple to be a waiter.
Okay. And so, what do you think about Prague or the Czech Republic? So, is there any cultural differences that you feel after coming here, or how are the people, or means maybe you can just give some insights to people.
Yeah, the culture is really different from Jordan. But I would say Czech people are not like racist. They're not. They're quite chill. They're quite easygoing. They're a bit more like to themselves. They're not very like the most social people, but they're also not as we imagine. Like for example, like Germans, for example, like where they're like super cold. They're not actually way warmer. They're more like Eastern European.
Okay.
It's right. They're nice people, and especially if they're drunk, it's amazing people. I will tell you that. Yeah.
Okay. And So what are your future plans? Means you gonna stay here, or you gonna move to some different country, or you gonna just stay here, or something like that?
I think since I already learned the language, I should probably like work here a bit more in IT or get some years of experience.
Okay, okay.
And then probably I will move somewhere where I can get paid more.
Okay, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, and so basically this video is for the people who are planning to come to Czech Republic for study. So do you have any advice for them if they come here?
Yeah, don't study in Czech. That's initially. If you want to study in English, I would definitely recommend it. It's affordable. I think they offer a lot of scholarships. It's good. I wouldn't recommend you to come here in the idea of I'm gonna work and study at the same time. It's best to be prepared that you're just gonna only study, because a lot of the majors, a lot of the universities are really hard, and the name of the university is huge, so it's understandable, you know. Yeah, I think that would be my advice.
Okay, thank you, Sam.
Anytime.
For coming on the channel. So
Appreciate you, man.